Okay, titrations. The objective of this student is to work out if hydrochloric acid solution A and solution B have the same concentration. And the question is, describe how a student could use the apparatus and solutions to carry out titrations. Okay, it's one of those mini essay 6-marker type questions. I've written the answers out already for you, okay? This is sort of textbook answer, which will get you the full 6 marks. Of course, don't do it in bullet points in the real thing. You have to write sentences. You get marks for good use of English and all that. But these are the salient points. It's a typical exam question, so just remember all this and regurgitate it if you get this question in the exam, which, like I say, is reasonably likely. Okay, so first thing to do is measure out a known volume of sodium hydroxide solution using the pipette, that thing, not the burette, using the pipette into the conical flask. Okay? Add a few drops of indicator to the flask. So at this point you've got a flask here with sodium hydroxide solution in it and a few drops of indicator, which I shall represent like so. Okay. Place the conical flask on the white tile. That's so when you look at it from above or from the side, you can see the colour change nice and clearly. Place the conical flask on the white tile and use a clamp stand to hold the burette above the flask. Okay, they haven't listed a clamp stand in this question, but you've got to use a clamp stand, so it's fine to introduce that, okay? So you've got the burette above the conical flask like so, and some kind of clamp stand setup. That'll do. Okay. Add hydrochloric acid solution A. I've written it in shorthand here, but write it out in full in the exam, to the burette and note the starting volume. Okay, so fill this up with hydrochloric acid solution. Okay, and note the starting volume there. Okay, add the hydrochloric acid solution in the burette to the flask, 1 drop at a time. Yep, so using the tap there, 1 drop at a time. Swirl the mixture with each drop to ensure mixing, to make sure that the HCl solution is fully mixed with the sodium hydroxide. Eventually there will be a colour change in the flask. Yes, there will, depending on what indicator you've chosen. It doesn't matter, just say indicator. They haven't told you in the question, so you don't need to say it in the answer. All you need to know is that there'll be a fairly sudden change of colour of the sodium hydroxide solution. Well, sodium hydroxide indicator and a little bit of acid solution at that point when it changes colour. Okay, the volume of hydrochloric acid added is then noted. Yep, so the level will have dropped at this point to the colour change to a new level, and you note that volume there from the start to the colour change, and that's the volume of hydrochloric acid that you've added. Repeat that whole process for hydrochloric acid solution B. Now remember, the question was, well, the objective was to find out simply if the concentration of A and B is the same. So if the same volume of HCl was added for both A and B, then they have the same concentration. So if that volume there for B is exactly the same as for A, then they have the same concentration. Yeah. And that's it. You don't have to say how you would then use that volume to work out the precise concentration of these solutions. Doesn't matter. The objective, like I say, is simply just to work out if they have the same concentration, and if they've got the same concentration, then that volume for both is the same. There you go, 6 marks in the bag.